I don't know about evil or genius, but I think Adrian Moreau and I have always had very similar tastes in movies and what we love and what we don't like in movies and what we want to do each time we make a movie. We first worked together on Death Wish and then had an amazing experience. I'd never seen anyone put together bodies so realistically, so quickly. They were just remarkable. Even to the naked eye, like that's the test of good effects the test of great makeup effects is when it looks completely real in a lit room to the naked eye. And each time I walk into the room and I see the heads, I think there's dead bodies in there. I mean, his craftsmanship is second to none. I've never seen heads that look that realistic, that close. And you're holding it in your hand, just looking into the eyes, going, "Oh my God, this is like I have this person's head in my hands," and it makes me feel creepy, and that's how I know it's a good sign. If I'm looking at Adrian's effects and I get uncomfortable, then that's what I go towards. So whenever we make a movie together, we look at the kills and we go, okay, how can we outdo ourselves? How can we outdo not just ourselves, but every other movie that's out there? We take it very seriously. It's like a badge of honor for us to get the best kill. Like, what's going to be the kill? Every time you make a horror movie, you have a chance to enter into the pantheon of horror greats. The opportunity is there if you take it. And anytime we do a death, we try to truly make it a classic kill. That doesn't necessarily mean being more graphic, but you really want to think about how to make it as perverse as possible. It's the idea that's sick, not necessarily the gore. Adrian Moreau and I are old school in that we love practical makeup effects, and we both like to see things in camera on the day. You can always fix things digitally, but it's not even that it's cheating, it's that it's really, really expensive. And there's a beauty and a craftsmanship and a emotional reaction you get when you see something that looks and feels real. When I think of all my favorite kills from all my favorite movies, none of them are digital. They're all practical makeup effects. Now, you can pan out wires, you can enhance them. I don't consider digital cheating, but you're going to get a different emotional response. So when we're writing kills and when I'm staging a kill scene, I'm always thinking of how to do this practically. There might be moments you need to enhance it. If it's not hitting the audience the way you need it to and you don't have the money to reshoot, it is easier to kind of paint little things here and there to fix it. Or if you're shooting an effect that goes completely wrong, and you go, all right, we don't have time to fully reset it, but we'll paint out that seam. Then there's some gags that are hybrids. We could spend you could spend half a day shooting a slice of glass cutting through someone's neck, but you can also do a combination of digital effects and practical makeup effects. But for us, when we're watching it, I have to have that feeling. If I get that feeling, I know it's going to be great. If it's upsetting me, I have a very, very, very high tolerance for movie gore. And if it's upsetting me, then I know it's going to work on a general audience. Thanksgiving is a slasher film set in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's in the tradition of the great holiday slasher films, be it Halloween, My Bloody Valentine, April Fool's Day, Mother's Day, Silent Night, Deadly Night. The film where there's a killer in the town, there's the tropes of the genre, there's a killer in the town, a tragic event happens, and a year later, the people that were involved in that tragic event are all getting knocked off. We're trying to guess who the killer is. This is the classic convention. So my co-writer, Jeff Rendell, and I, he's my best friend from when I was 5 years old, and we grew up watching these movies, especially when we were about 12, 13, 14, and VHS exploded. We just would go to the video store and rent probably 10 tapes in a weekend and do 3 or 4 movies a night and just ingest as much as we could until we had to go back to school and do homework and in real life return. And now we're getting to make our dream movie. Growing up in Massachusetts every year, I mean, they did every other holiday. The most obvious one was Thanksgiving. Like, why had nobody done Thanksgiving as a slasher film? We dreamed of writing a slasher movie that would be like Scream or Halloween, one of these guessing who the killer is, something that's incredibly scary, that's also fun with fantastic kills. So the movie's set in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and as I got older, as the story evolved, these Black Friday tramplings just became more and more pervasive. You'd look on YouTube and there's one that's, a riot over waffle irons or people literally trampling each other for waffle irons. And it always fascinated me that Thanksgiving used to be about giving thanks. Then it became about the Black Friday sales. But then Black Fridays technically starts at 12:01, so stores were opening at midnight. So then they started opening at 10 p.m. Black Friday, then 8 p.m. Black Friday. Then all of a sudden your Thanksgiving dinner is rushed so you can get and wait in line for the Black Friday sale. So I was fascinated by the whole perversity of this idea of everyone saying, we're so thankful, we're so thankful, we're so thankful. Now get the hell out of my way. I want a new TV. So, they're all thankful. Everyone's nice. You're with your family. It used to be family and football and arguing with your relatives, or you go to the movies. Now it's like you get together, you rush dinner, and you go and fight other people for, electronics. For me, I just want to give them a forum where they can really, really show their talents. And the great thing about a movie like Thanksgiving is the scare is the star. People are coming to get scared. That's it. They love that Patrick's in it. They love that I'm directing it, but they want to be scared. If it's scary, they'll go. They don't care who's in it. So when you give a great cast, then it becomes a discovery for everybody. Then they have ownership of that. The way everybody loved Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween, and they took that to all the other classic films she made. I remember going to see Trading Places and Fish Called Wanda because I loved her so much in Halloween. Going to a sale isn't perverse. It's that we all act thankful and then trample over each other to get the last remaining products at the sale. That's what's perverse.